If you're shopping for car insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, here are 3 important things you need to watch out for. Lancaster, Pennsylvania is a great place to call home. We have an awesome, cool city, and in 10 minutes you can drive away and be in the middle of the farmland. It's a super unique area. But here's some cool facts to know about when shopping for car insurance, what makes us different, which makes us unique, and some things to watch out for. Some cool things about Lancaster, first off, is that most of us here drive alone. We're not a very big carpool area, so most people, when they're driving their car, aren't by themselves, and they usually don't ride together when going to work or other places. Also, a fact about Lancaster is that most households own 2 cars, and so usually that increases the auto premiums, and most people have 2 cars per household in Lancaster. Also, the average commute time in Lancaster is 20 minutes. Whether you live in Lidditz or Lancaster, if you're driving your car to the city or to E-Town or some other place, the average commute time in Lancaster, Pennsylvania is 20 minutes. When shopping for insurance, people also want to know, what is the average monthly payment that I can expect in Lancaster, Pennsylvania for my car insurance? According to Insurify, Lancaster average is $131 a month, or $1,572 for the year. That's great in Lancaster because that's actually $19 less a month than the average car insurance in Pennsylvania as a whole. So Lancaster is cheaper than Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, even northern Pennsylvania. Lancaster actually has pretty good rates considering all things in the state of Pennsylvania. The first thing to consider when shopping for auto insurance in Lancaster, PA, one of the biggest factors is what affects your premium. And one of the biggest factors is your credit score, your driving history, stuff that affects you personally, also what kind of vehicle you have. So if you drive a souped up Maserati versus a Honda Civic, the Maserati is clearly going to be more expensive. If you have 3 speeding tickets in the past 2 years, your policy is going to be way more expensive than somebody who has a clean driving record. Another factor is where you live. And so it's great if you live in Lancaster because it's $19 cheaper a month than the average premium in the state of Pennsylvania. But what's the cheapest town in Lancaster? I did some research on myself and found out that the cheapest town in Lancaster was Leola, Pennsylvania for auto insurance. The second cheapest place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania for car insurance was Lidditz. The most expensive place I thought would have been the city, but the most expensive place for auto insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania was Willow Street. The city came at number 2 as the most expensive place for car insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So there's some cool things. Think about your location, think about your driving history, think about what kind of car you have, is all things that tie into what might play into what your premium is. So it's kind of hard to compare your premium versus your neighbors or your parents or your friends, because all of those things play into what actually your cost is. We actually insure 2 identical twins who are identical in a lot of ways, and even their car insurance, even with the exact same vehicle, is not the same price. So hard to compare between 2 different people because of those factors. The second thing to know when shopping for car insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania is where can you buy it? There's 3 primary ways to get auto insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. The first is from going online. You can go to geico.com or these other insurance companies online that you see commercials for and get a quote directly from them online. There's some risk there because you might not know what tort option to pick, what uninsured, underinsured limits to have, what are good deductibles, what's a good coverage limit to be at. So if you know what you're doing, you can go online and try to get a quote. There's the 2 better options are going to a local agent. We know the area better than the online folks would. And so the 2 options in local areas would be going to a captive agent, such as a State Farm. State Farm agents can only offer you a State Farm policy. And so if you go to a State Farm agent, you will not be able to get an Erie insurance policy, a nationwide policy, anything else like that. All you will get is a State Farm policy. Other option is going to an independent insurance agency like we are at Susquehanna Insurance. We can offer companies like Erie Insurance, Westfield Insurance, Progressive Insurance, where we take some basic information from you and then we go shop amongst all the different carriers we have access to and find the best quote for you. And so when shopping for car insurance in Lancaster, the 3 ways you can find a policy is by going online, going to a captive agent like a State Farm, or coming to an independent agent like we are. And we recommend an independent agent just because there are a variety of options and you can see different quotes from different carriers to see what might fit you the best. The third and maybe most important thing to look out for and know when shopping for car insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania are the liability limits on your auto policy. The state minimums in Pennsylvania are $15,000 of liability per person, $30,000 per accident, and $5,000 in property damage. In today's world where you have backup cameras and sensors, $5,000 is not going to get you very far. So if you would rear end a brand new Mercedes or a Porsche, $5,000 might replace their wheel, and everything above that, they can come back and go after you personally to pay for the rest of the damages. It is not the wisest move because it's only a few dollars more expensive to increase to where we would recommend you be at. We recommend limits of at least $100,000 per person, $300,000 per accident, and $100,000 in property damage. That's a great place to start, and then even increase from there once you have built out your net worth, your portfolio, and want to make sure that you're protected properly. So the state minimums in PA are a joke. If you go online or if you call somebody and say, I want the cheapest possible insurance policy, they might give you that. You do not want it. The risk of it in what you're doing affecting yourself and those on the road is just not worth it. You might save $20 or $30, to be honest, not a whole lot. So make sure that you start at 100, 300, 100 in liability and property damage when you're looking for a quote, and then go up from there just to see where you come in at. So there's just some quick tips on shopping for auto insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Make sure you know you're not comparing directly with your friends or family because it's very different. And then you know how to lower your premiums, and then you know how to shop for insurance, and then make sure your liability limits are not too low. So when shopping for car insurance in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, make sure to keep those things in mind. If you have questions about getting a quote, feel free to give us a call. Our number here is 717-290-7780. We have agents here that are be happy to answer any questions or help you find a policy. Thanks, and see you next time.